Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ballhawk here, here to go over our season finale in the Indigo Plateau Association, or IPA for short, draft league. This was an 11-week-long season. We started off 1-4, and playoffs were looking like a long shot at that point. However, we rattled off 5 straight wins up to this point, and we were sitting in 4th. Or maybe it was 3rd place before this match started. I believe it was 4th place actually before this match started. So we kind of pulled ourselves out of a hole really, and put ourselves in the driver's seat. And with our win last week against Berry Ferry, we actually clinched a playoff spot. So really proud of the way that I battled this season. It's kind of a different team that I'm used to using. I've never used Mega Blastoise before. Mamoswine, I've learned, is an absolute monster, and he's become one of my favorites in Draft League. And same with Chandelure. Chandelure and Sizitos, that combination is deadly. And having Hydreigon, on my team, and just having that special, offensive power, just to be able to come in and click Draco Meteor and almost guarantee a kill in some matches. It's a massive threat, and teams really have to game plan for it. But yeah, so this week we were going to finish off the season. We're going against Young Slime, I believe is what he goes by now, and his team is the Full Metal Alchemys. He's got a team consisting of what you can see on the bottom of the screen there, and a couple of things that stand out to me is, he's got my boy Mega Scizor. I absolutely love that Pokemon, and it's kind of funny the way that our teams worked out here. After the draft started or finished, we had a grace period. We were able to drop things and just make changes before teams locked in. And in that period, I had actually picked up Victini. So Victini started the season on my team and was with us till about the end of week 9. We had dropped him for Alakazam, and as soon as or after we did that, Young Slime here ended up dropping Mew. He drafted Mew, and it was either his 1st or 2nd pick overall, I believe. And we jumped right on Mew. I think it was like within minutes that we saw him drop him. I was like, oh man, I gotta jump on that. So we picked up Mew, and we used him last week. Kind of, fell on our faces with Mew a little bit. Did not play very well. It did not showcase Mew Girl at all to her fullest potential. But I'm liking Mew. I'm excited for the possibility to use Mew in the playoffs, and there were a couple matches that I lost this season where if I had Mew at that time, I think that definitely would have been a major difference maker. But anyway, looking at his team, one of the things that really stood out to me is his team was massively weak to Mamoswine. He has an overwhelming amount of weaknesses to ground and ice, and so it was kind of a guarantee that I was going to bring Mamoswine this week. But he's definitely got a lot of threatening options. Suicune is something that I overlook a lot of times in drafts, just for how passive it seems on paper. However, it's one of the bulkiest water types, and a substitute Calm Mind Scald set is very crippling. So it's important not to let that get going. Dragalge is something that, again, I've overlooked a lot, but its special attack plus adaptability is not, that's something you do not want to underestimate. It's a threat. And Tapu Bulu, again, another one of my favorite Pokemon. Grassy terrain, boosted wood hammers. Mega Blastoise does not want to take that, and Mamoswine doesn't want to take that. And Bulu getting access to Play Rough, finally, and high horsepower as well, not having to worry about, his own grassy terrain affecting a high power ground move. Mamoswine is definitely something that you gotta game plan for each and every week. But looking at this matchup, so I noticed that I definitely wanted to bring Mamoswine. The 6 that I thought he was going to bring were Bulu, Suicune, and Dragalge, Mega Scizor, obviously. And then I thought he was going to bring Victini and Grimmsnarl. Those are the 6 that I was really game planning for. I had to make sure I had an answer for them, but also keeping in mind that, had he brought, if he's going to bring Gligar or Bofalant or Golem or any of the other Pokemon that I'm not, assuming he's going to bring, I don't want to, leave myself high and dry and just get walled by those. So my real focus here is to make sure I game plan to have an answer to stop the 6 that I believe he's going to bring, and then also have a backup option in case he brings something else that I don't necessarily see him bringing. So that's the goal, and I guess we'll just get started here. Start things off here with Kubota. Rotom has become one of my favorites in Draft League as well. It's kind of an overlooked grass type, I believe, or at least it has been in the past. Maybe not so much anymore. It's seen a lot of usage in VGC for good reason. Just having a grass electric is such a unique typing. I don't know how many grass electric types there are. There might not be any, but just having a grass type that is able to take flying type moves neutrally and be able to bulk. It's just a great water matchup as well. Rotom was able to. Looked like on paper he would allow me to do a lot of things against my opponent. His team is not very fast. I believe his fastest Pokemon is Victini with a base 100 speed. Oddly enough, that's our fastest Pokemon as well, and Mew with a base 100 speed. Actually, no, Archops is. Archops has a 109 or 108 base speed, if I recall. Rotom, just the only thing outspeeding him on his team was Victini. It's kind of guarantees that I'm going to bring Rotom with what it allows me to do. Being able to fire off Thunder Waves, I thought that'd be very helpful for something like Victini or a Hitmontop or Suicune, Tapu Bulu. Just they're not the fastest thing in the world, so I'm not necessarily worried about outspeeding everything with all my Pokemon, but just having something where it guarantees that I'll be able to outspeed him, or if he's got a Scarf user and I'll be able to kind of nullify that Scarf and not have to worry about it, that'd be huge in this matchup, I thought. Scarf Bulu is a thing, so I definitely want to bring Thunder Wave and Leaf Storm and Volt Switch. Leaf Storm just, does massive damage to Suicune, and so, Suicune is probably, it's his kill leader on his team. I believe he swept somebody back in like week 2 or 3 at the beginning of the season with Suicune, just using Calm Mind, Substitute, and Scald. So yeah, Leaf Storm was definitely my answer to Suicune there, and Volt Switch allowing me to pivot around. Yeah, there really wasn't a drawback really in bringing Rotom this week, and I love the momentum he allowed me, and being able to clear things like Stealth Rocks from Golem or Gligar, and just being able to allow me to get into a good matchup, pivot around, and the bulk of Rotom it was really valuable to me this week. I believe we ran 248 speed EVs with Intimidator just to make sure that we were able to outspeed his Suicune. A lot of the speed benchmarks that we're trying to hit this week were just to make sure we outsped Suicune. Given that I wasn't too worried about Victini from a speed standpoint, I have Mamoswine and he has Thick Fat, so I knew that I'd be able to take a hit. So, speaking of Mamoswine, we are bringing Manny. Manny holding an expert belt. We're running Thick Fat this week. We've run Oblivious in the past, but I think Thick Fat gives us a better matchup against my opponent this week. Suicune has been known to run Ice Beam as well. Again, all the fire type stab coverages on Victini. Fire and Ice Punch on Hitmonchan. I just thought that Thick Fat was definitely the play this week. Suicune was definitely the one that was most threatening to Mamoswine, so I didn't really see a need to run Oblivious at all this week. And I just wanted to go a Jolly nature to get up to 276 speed EVs, or speed points. I believe that was to outspeed his Tapu Bulu, if I'm not mistaken. I built this team a day or 2 ago, and I'm doing this video afterwards, so a lot of things that are kind of fresh in my mind while I'm building, I've kind of lost a little bit, so I apologize for that. In the future, I'll try to record these as soon as I finalize my teams, just to kind of have everything fresh and give a little more perspective as to why I did what I did. But the main thing that I usually look for when I'm building my speed or my EV spread is just to hit some kind of speed benchmark. Granted, there are times with Pokemon like maybe Mega Blastoise or Licky Licky or something where I'm not necessarily worried about outspeeding something, but more so worried about being able to take a hit and stick around, where I won't look at speed EVs, obviously. But for a lot of my Pokemon this week, I'm just looking to get to a certain speed benchmark and put the rest into something else that helps my Pokemon a little bit more against my matchup against my opponent. So, we ran 220 speed EVs to outspeed Tapu Bulu, and 4 special defense and 32 defense. I just wanted 4 in special defense just because it might help us take something a little bit better. 32 in the defense because he's got a lot of physical threats, Tapu Bulu being one, Gligar, Bouffalant, Golem, Scizor, Victini, Grimmsnarl, Hitmonchan, all those things. His team is very physically oriented, and I wanted to run 252 max attack just to be able to hit as hard as I possibly can with Mamoswine. I didn't want to run Life Orb over the Expert Belt this week just because I didn't want Mamoswine taking any non-necessary damage. He already hits everything super effectively for the most part, so just having a little bit of extra power with the Expert Belt goes a long way this week. And not necessarily worried about running Adamant just because we needed to be able to make sure that we outsped Tapu Bulu. So we ran Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Ice Shard. Icicle Crash and Earthquake hit everything super effective. I don't remember if Mamoswine gets high horsepower. The reason why we would run high horsepower is to not worry about the grassy terrain from Tapu Bulu, whereas grassy terrain weakens moves like, I think it's 3 of them, Earthquake, Bulldoze, and Magnitude. Those are the 3 that grassy terrain weakens to about half. But if you run high horsepower, you're able to ignore that fact and not worry about it. So we weren't necessarily worried about, I wasn't sure. I don't believe Mamoswine gets high horsepower. I could be wrong there though. We'll double check that running into the match. Yeah, so Icicle Crash, Earthquake to hit everything super effectively. Ice Shard for strong stab priority, and Knockoff just to be able to hit, remove some items and gain a little bit of knowledge as to what some sets might be. Love Mamoswine this week, and looking forward to putting in a lot of work with him. Next up we have Raft, Mega Blastoise. I never used Mega Blastoise before in a draft league. This is my first time, and I have loved it. His just natural bulk allows me to run 252 HP each and every week and not really have to worry about running any in defense or special defense. And so a lot of times I can just go 252 HP and 252 special attack, and that kind of ensures me that I can just bring Blastoise in, and with Mega Launcher, Modest, Max, Special Attack, I am going to do a ton of damage against something. A lot of times he's just got such good coverage where it doesn't matter what my opponent brings. Mega Blastoise is always valuable in any matchup, and he's able to do a lot. So I think I brought Mega Blastoise to all but one match this year, and I've loved the experience so far. But this week, it's one of the few times, I think this is the first time I've actually ran a speed benchmark with Mega Blastoise. I wanted to make sure that I outsped or speed tied with either Dragalge. No, it was probably Tapu Bulu. I think I wanted to make sure that I outsped Tapu Bulu. Let me just double check that for a second. But yeah, everything. Mega Blastoise runs everything except for Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu for the most part on my opponent's team. We ran Ice Beam, Aura Sphere, Water Pulse, and Haze. Haze is a little different on Mega Blastoise. The reason being is kind of what I mentioned with Suicune. I didn't want to let him, set up a substitute and just rattle off a bunch of Calm Minds and just win. He's done that a number of times, and that's where he's gotten one or two of his wins just for that fact. So Mega Blastoise being able to come in and take pretty much anything that Suicune throws at it and just hit Haze and kind of nullify anything that he set up. I thought that was going to be huge, and if I made the mistake of letting him set up, it would kind of allow me to not lose to it. So I thought that was something very valuable. And again, Ice Beam, Ice Shard, or Water Pulse, Aura Sphere, just being able to hit everything on his team for the most part. Mega Blastoise was a very valuable member of the team this week. And yeah, the 232 speed EVs with a timid nature allowed me to just barely outspeed Tapu Bulu, that's what I was looking for. Next up, bring in Mew Girl. There's just so much that I can do with Mew, and the biggest problem with this Pokemon each and every week is trying to figure out what I want to do with it. So a lot of times I'll just kind of leave it for last, and I'll say, okay, what don't I have, or what does my team lack, or what unless there's a certain threat that Mew checks so well on my opponent's team. But this week I didn't really see Mew as being a sweeper. I didn't really need Mew as a sweeper. I didn't think it fit well in that role. So all I wanted to do was just run max bulk and max speed, because worst case scenario, if he brings Victini, I'll be in a speed tie with it, and so he could have Final Gambit on Victini, and then they just cancel each other out. Which, if he does that, that'd be totally fine with me. honestly, because after Victini's gone, I mean, Mamoswine can just have a field day against him. The only thing that he'd be worried about at that point is Suicune, and I've got Mega Blastoise and Rotom, so I wasn't really necessarily concerned about, not being a little bit hit from Victini, and so if he wants to run a final gambit on Mew Girl, that's totally fine with me. I just wanted to have a little bit of support from Mew this week and run Flamethrower just in case he brings Mega Scizor in, or Gloom or something like that. I'm not left with just allowing them to set up something like Swords Dance or Sleep Powder or Leech Seed from Gloom. So I wanted to run Flamethrower, and then Toxic being able to status things and be able to wear them down. If I get a Toxic off on Suicune, that'd be pretty big. Or Gligar. Well, no, I won't be able to Toxic Gligar because of its ability immunity. But being able to Toxic something like Mew, or Victini, or Grimmsnarl, or anything, for that matter, would be pretty big. And running Roost and Stealth Rock Roost just for longevity, being able to Toxic stall some things. I mean, it's kind of a gross term, but, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, right, Toxic, Roost, Stealth Rock just to get up some rocks. Just being able to chip things away when they come in, Victini especially. I thought that'd be nice to kind of just wear things down a little bit so something else on my team can just come in and clean up. And then, so yeah, 252 HP to give me max bulk or max HP, 4 in defense, just because this team is really physically strong, and 252 speed with the Jelly Nature to make sure that at the very least we'll speed tie with Victini and we'll have a 50-50 chance of actually getting a move off. If, we're in a situation where it's Mew on Victini. Next up we have Fluffy, holding the Light Farm with the Levitate ability. Fluffy is another one of those Pokemon. I just have a great matchup against my opponent this week. Fluffy is another one of those Pokemon where I can just come in and click moves and easily get a kill. Running Drake, or being able to also not have to worry about hitting certain speed tiers against my opponent is huge with with Fluffy. The only thing that outspeeds him on my opponent's team is Victini, but I'm not necessarily worried about Victini. So I just wanted to make sure that I ran enough speed EVs that I could outspeed Suicune. And I ran Nasty Plot, Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Flash Cannon. Nasty Plot just because, if I'm in a situation where I can get off a Nasty Plot and get up to +2, something's going to die next turn. And so that's a very valuable thing to have. And I definitely wanted to, be able to punish him for just letting me get that up on Hydreigon. Draco Meteor hits everything except for Tapu Bulu extremely hard, and Grimmsnarl. Earth Power, because this team is hella weak to ground, and Flash Cannon to be able to hit things like Grimmsnarl, or Golem. Although Golem I'll hit him with Earth Power. Flash Cannon was mainly there for Grimmsnarl, so that wasn't in a situation where, if I get a Nasty Plot up, I'm not forced to switch out because I can't really hit him. Flash Cannon in its own right, I don't really even need Nasty Plot to hit Grimmsnarl super hard, but if I get it up, Grimmsnarl doesn't just beat Hydreigon at that point, so that's why I ran that. I ran 152 speed EVs with the Jelly to outspeed Suicune, put the rest in special attack, put max special attack, and then put the rest in defense. That way I'd be able to live things and take hits a little better, mainly against Victini for that matchup, because Victini is the only thing that's going to be outspeeding Fluffy. And yeah, that was my thought process there. And the last member of the team is Frenchie. What else can I say about Frenchie? I have loved my experience with this Pokemon. This is one of the unsung heroes of my team. I believe he basically won me a matchup against a Rain team earlier in the season. Being able to run Cloud9 is just such a versatile Pokemon, and being in Tier 4 whenever it is, it's a steal. It's so bulky. It's got a ton of coverage, both physical and special. It's got both Wish and Heal Ball, so it checks a lot of boxes that a lot of Pokemon can't say that it can do. But for this week, wanted to run Oblivious, just because, if something taunts Frenchie, well, he can still Wish, Protect, Heal Ball, and do his thing. 252 HP, just to have max bulk, 252, and 252 defense EVs with a bold nature to make sure that, again, his team is super bulky, and so I'm not necessarily concerned about the special attacks coming off from him. I just wanted to be able to make sure that if I switch Frenchie in, he can guarantee to live something from a Scizor or Victini, or Tapu Bulu for that matter. And so I just wanted to make sure I had max bulk on the physical side, and Frenchie would be able to do his thing. Also, another reason to run 252 HP EVs is for Seismic Toss. Seismic Toss is one of those moves, kind of like Nightshade, where it does damage based on how much HP you have, I believe is what it is, or it might be the level. I'm not sure. I kind of forget the way that mechanic works. I'm a little embarrassed by that, but that I don't remember that. But yeah, Seismic Toss was just, I wanted to make sure I got consistent damage off on something if I had to get into a stall war with Frenchie, where I was able to consistently chunk something away, wish, protect, wash, rinse, repeat at that point. Frenchie would put me in a good position from that standpoint. Yeah, that's the team heading into the Week 11 season finale, and I will see you guys in the battle. Alright, what's going on, guys? So, we got our Week 11 season finale in the IPA. Currently on a 5-game win streak, looking to finish it off strong. Let's see here. So, he did mention before this matchup that he was thinking about he might mean the game, so... So this battle doesn't really matter for us for the most part. We've already clinched playoffs, so the only thing that this battle could do for us is maybe, like, if we win, we'll be the 3 seed, and we'll have maybe a little easier road to the semis. If we lose, we're 6 seed, so it doesn't matter too much. So looking at his team, one thing I got to be careful of, I don't want to let Suicune just Calm Mind set up. Let's see here. Gloom and Golem are interesting. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to lead off new. Alright, so, let's just go ahead and get the rocks up. I mean, Victini is the only thing that really speed ties with anything on my team. Everything else is faster than Victini. I just want to, if it's final gambit here, that's fine, whatever. Then that just opens the door for Fluffy down here to just kind of run over his team. So I just want to get our stealth rocks up, and yeah, okay, sweet, that's fine. So now, and actually, Mamoswine is in phenomenal position for the rest of this match, but we're just going to lead off Rowan because he's faster than everything on his team right now. And, alright. Let's just paralyze this dude. Okay, nice. And, now we'll go for a Volt Switch. Oh, sorry, man. And, let's see here. Probably my best defensive switch in is Licky Licky. He doesn't do too much Licky Licky. Yeah, let's go out to Frenchie here. Man. Alright, well. Just go out for a wish. Just play safe. Oh, sorry, bro. And this time, Seismic Toss just takes it out, I believe. And so, yeah. Alright. Frenchie gets on the board. And we are sitting in a phenomenal position right now. I'm not really too worried about his weekend at this point. And, I mean, Rotom is just in a great position now. Just click Leaf Storm or Volt Switch. There's nothing you can really do to stop it at this point. Let's see here. Leaf Seed. I don't know if Gloom gets Spore or not. I'm just gonna protect, get some leftovers recovery, scout out a little bit. Just gonna play it all safe. Okay. That's fine. I don't care about that too much. Let's just let's go for Seismic Toss. Why not? See how much we do. That's not bad. All right. Devastation, that's fine. We got Heal Ball, so I don't care if he toxics me at all. So we're just gonna keep Seismic Tossing. Like I said, that's fine. Toxic Infestation. He might have Protect, just because it looks like he wants to stall things out, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for a heal ball right now. Okay. Strength set. Interesting. Okay. Well, again, I really don't care too much about that. Let's see, your infestation lasts 4 to 5 turns. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, let's just, another Seismic toss. I just keep putting out damage. Alright, that's fine. And let's just protect. Because, let's see here. Yeah, let's protect. Let's do some more recovery here. Alright, good play, good play. Alright, let's, just wish again. Nice. Alright. Now... I kind of want to just go out to Rotom right now. I don't think he's going to have Ice Beam, because, okay, typically you have... He's brought Calm Mind, Substitute, Scald, every game. I don't know if he's got Ice Beam or not. And even if he does go for that, I'm pretty confident that Frenchie here can deal with them pretty well. Although, yeah, I'm just gonna go Kubota. If he Ice Beams, so well. Oh well. Okay, that's fine. And at this point, I think I'm just gonna go out to Blastoise, because if he wants to set up Calm Minds and Haze and everything, or you know, Substitute and everything like that, I got Haze, so I'm not really scared about him at all, or scared of that at all right now. And I'm just gonna click Water Pulse. It should hit Suicune hard enough, and potentially, you know, there's a chance for a confusion and all. And after this, I don't know if Ice Beam will knock this thing out yet. But let's find out. Nah, okay, that's fine. Well, it will now. So, all right, that's fine. But oh, I'm sorry, bro. Let's see here. Well, that puts us in a great spot. I kind of want to just keep Water Pulsing. Does he not have Scald? He might not have Scald. Oh, there we go. Now we know. The more you know. So, okay, so we know he's got Substitute, Calm Mind, Ice Beam. He probably has Defog as his other move on Suicune. I'm also tempted to just go out to Mamoswine right now, because Ice Beam's not going to do much with Thick Fat. You know, let's just make that play right now. Mamoswine could just go nuts right now. Nothing wants to take an Earthquake from him. He might just outspeed everything on his... Yeah, he does. He outspeeds everything on his team except for Suicune right now, but I don't really care about Suicune. We know it's not leftovers. Let's just go knock off. See what he's got. Choice Specs. Interesting. Okay, so he's not a setup. Alright. Well, let's just start firing off Earthquakes. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. That sucks. You hate to see it. I feel bad about that. But honestly, I don't know how much it would have mattered. Switching into Rotom was pretty reckless. I kind of knew that going into it, but I mean, my team is pretty well set up to just kind of wall him. My Mega Blastoise would have walled this set. And let's just keep Earthquaking, and at this point, the game is pretty much done. There really isn't anything that he can do to me at this point. I suppose he could. Well, he can't paralyze me. He could. He might have screens, but let's see there. Could be dark. You could bulk up. He could be a bulk up Rust Stock variant on this Crimson, but again, I'm just gonna go for right. Oh, okay. Interesting. I wonder how much Dark Pulse or Dazzling Gleam would do to me. I kind of want to... Let's see here. So Ice Crash is 55%. Ice Shard would probably do something around 20% at that point. That should be plenty for Fluffy to just clean up. So you know what? Let's go for the Ice Shard. Let's get some more chip damage on him. Oh, and the crit. Oh man, I'm so sorry, bro. Ooh. Okay. Well then, at this point, I totally forgot about Draining Kiss. Oh, let's just stick with it. After Ice Shard, one Flash Cannon should be able to take him out, unless it's unless he's got a berry. Kind of want to go out the Raft right now before I do Fluffy. That's about Draining Kiss. He's got to have Dark Pulse. I'm not sure what his last move would be. Let's go Raft. Let's just... Raft's bulk should be able to be just fine. Let's get off a Haze. Nice. Oh, we're faster than it. Okay. Alright, cool. And now let's just go for a Water Pulse. And just hopefully get a Confusion. Alright, that's fine. Alright, at this point, Fluffy just kind of does his thing. So, let's just go Flash Cannon. Yeah, no, I wasn't about to let Sweet sweet me. And I think a Draco should handle this pretty well. Actually, Earth Power. Nah, let's go Draco, and then I can. Okay. Well, what's to stop him just nasty plotting up? He's got String Sap, Infestation, Toxic. I should have nasty plotted right there, and this game would be done. Yeah, let's play it safe. Just go for Draco. That should take him out. Yep, nice. Okay. And I'm going to switch out to Licky Licky just to make sure that he can't... I mean, I'm not sure if a 4 times weak, or if Earth Power will kill a 4 times weak Golem at this point from 73% with the -2. So I'm just going to switch out to Licky one more time just to make sure I got my health up, and then that's GG at that point. So, yeah, it's a good game. The freeze on Suicune that was unfortunate. I feel bad for that. That could have made things a little closer, but again, I feel good about the way I had the set that I had for Blastoise. If it was Choice Spec, I wonder what else he had. I definitely could have played a lot better in this one. Keeping yeah, GG, bro. Keeping Rotom definitely would have been the better play. Oh, he's got an Explosion. Okay, that works. Yeah, I don't know if the freeze really costs in the game. If he's Choice Spec, I wonder what his other moves were. It'd be interesting to find out in the chat later. But yeah, it was a good game. Definitely very close. I could have played that a lot better. It shouldn't have been that close. Giving up Rotom right away this weekend was very reckless. And Rotom really, honestly, after Bofolant was gone, kind of just... After Bofolant and Victini were gone, Rotom really just let me do whatever I want, and I definitely should not have just thrown it away like that. Firing off a Leaf Storm or even Volt Switch, gaining momentum on his Suicune with Choice Specs, it definitely would have, made things pretty easy for me in the end there. But yeah, some things you just kind of learn and keep in mind moving into playoffs. And but yeah, so we finished the season. I believe we are 6-4 or 7-4 actually. We finished season 11-4. Riding a 6-game win streak into playoffs now, and we are the 3 seed. We're just kind of waiting for things to finalize and round out to see who we're playing in round 1. But yeah, we started off rough at 1-4, but we were able to pull it back, and I'm really proud of the way that I finished the season out. But we're not done yet. We got playoffs, and yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Try something a little different this time, using the live commentary. I definitely think that's the way to go going forward. I kind of like going back and talking about the way I play things post game, but I think it's just a more personal experience doing the live commentary. I think you get a lot more entertainment out of it that way. Kind of seeing the thought process and just not just watching the battle, but kind of figuring out okay, what's this guy thinking when he's making the moves. So I definitely think live commentary is the way to go moving forward. So that's what I'm going to try to do from now on. And but yeah, I wish I would have started at the beginning of the season doing these battles, but now this is all just kind of practice right now. The main goal is for the quarantine draft league coming up. The season's going to start in about a week or 2, I believe, and that is all going to be live recorded. 9 weeks, playoffs, hopefully this time. And yeah, now we got some exciting stuff coming up. And also looking to start some maybe new series, maybe team building on the ladder coming up, or just shed some light on some new strategies or Pokemon that are kind of forgotten in the lower tiers of drafts coming up. Yeah, no, that's yeah, I like the way we're going right now. So yeah, leave a like or like the video, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Let me know in the comments what you think, things you thought that I obviously could have played better with. This is a learning effort. We're here to learn together, and that's ultimately the goal of this channel is for us all to learn and get better at this together. So yeah, thanks for showing up, guys. Peace.